I feel like we say it every single week here on the show because we are just obsessed with college football. We are inching ever so closer to the college football season. On this episode of Chatted Up Sports, we're going to get into first-year quarterbacks, 6 of them. We're going to rank them and tier them. We're going to see who ends up being right and wrong on our lists. We're also going to get into if you could go to dinner with your idol or your wife's anniversary or birthday or whatever it may be. We're going to decide between those two things. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk favorite meals. We're going to talk favorite thing you own. And we may even play a little birthdays tonight. Joseph, hit it. What's up? I'm Greg Larnard, back in the studio. It has been a couple weeks since I've gotten an opportunity to hang out with you guys, but I'm happy to be back here on Chatted Up Sports. Follow us all over social media at Chatted Up Sports and wherever you get your podcasts as well at Chatted Up Sports, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the good things. Want to say a quick shout out to our official sponsor on the show, Barra's Cabinet Refinishing, and of course, Steel City Brand as well. To my left is a man who I've heard many stories about dropping off the daughter at daycare. He's had some struggles. There's been some adversity, but they have persevered. One of the founding members of the Thick Boy Running Club, Mr. CG Treen, a.k.a. Chase Green.
What's happening, boys? It's good to be back. We are in the thick of nothing's going onsville in the world of sports right now.
There's baseball.
There's baseball, and there is a lot of money being thrown around the NBA.
Per usual.
But as Joseph and I mentioned last week, along with my boy Malcolm Harris, we are now ready to talk about college football and a lot of college football, so I cannot wait for today's episode.
Oh, me too. I'm excited to talk about these first-year quarterbacks. And behind the scenes, pushing the buttons, keeping us going, doing his thing is Joseph Guthrie, producer Joseph.
Go producer cam today, man.
Producer cam.
Like lone exclusive producer camera we've had some issues with that, I kind of gave it a stern talking to, and now it's decided to work. So here we go. We got a producer cam today.
You know what I'm looking at behind you is one of those like batters that the softball pitchers use. I think we should just like set that up right back there with you so you can have like a buddy to hang out with.
Give me a friend.
Yeah, give you a friend.
Give me my co-producer.
Yes.
Yeah, when Drew's not here.
Worthless.
Yeah, just stand there and look pretty because I'm not going to.
Basically like Drew. It's fine. And joining us virtually from worlds unknown in Rocky Top, they call him Dr. D. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the parlay prince, Mr. Miggy Malcolm Harris.
What's up, Willis? Hi, guys. Hi. What's up? How we doing?
I like that you're actually facing the camera today.
Yeah, I figured I was like, I should change it up. I feel a little brighter, so.
Yeah, dude, it's less side viewy. I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I still think you should go back and forth every once in a while because every once in a while I like the nice little the profile.
Yeah. It's good to see you guys. Hi.
Hey.
How's life? It's good to see you, G. It's been a minute, man.
I know it's been a while. Travel's been kicking my ass, but it's been fun. We were up at 2:30 this morning Central Time, and to get back, but we're here. We made it.
What is classified as a red eye? Is it late at night or early morning?
Late at night.
Okay,
late at night. Yeah. So I was the boarding started at 4:30, and so it took like half an hour to get to the airport in Omaha. So we wanted to get up and get out by like 3. Need to give myself a little bit of leeway to get up and get out.
Yeah. So how's Omaha with no College World Series?
Oh, it's a little slower.
I figured so.
Did drive by the stadium. It was cool to see it. Just drove by a couple of times. This was the first time. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but like I've been so in travel mode that I could not get my haircut with my barber here with Regal Barbershop. Shout out to them, free plug because we love them. But I was been so busy, I just couldn't get my haircut. I needed my haircut desperately bad. So after the camp I did on Thursday, I went on Friday to go get my haircut at a random barbershop in Omaha. It was pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that. Got my hair cut at a random barber because, sometimes guys were very particular, and girls too, about the way we get our hair and our barbers and the fades and everything like that. Now, I'll be honest, it was not Regal Barbershop. It was not the True Blue Barber, but the place I went to was pretty cool. It was called Scissors and Scotch.
All right, good vibes.
Yeah, very good vibes. Very good vibes. We liked it a lot. You got a free drink if you were a new customer at the bar next door.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Enjoyed that after the cut, and the cut was fine. I mean, it came out pretty good. Definitely not the best cut I've ever had, but it was solid. It was solid.
Did you actually get scotch?
No, I got an old fashioned.
Oh, that's a great
Of
call.
course.
Yeah.
Classic Mig.
Miggy knows all about those old fashions.
He does. He certainly does know about those old fashions. Did he lose his earpiece there? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Struggling.
Technical difficulties.
We're back. I'm so sorry.
We're back. He's so back, dude.
Quick readjustment. So yeah, Omaha
no.
was cool. Getting a chance to see some different parts of the country, see different softball players, see different coaches, meet different coaches.
Yeah.
And it was cool because there were only 1 or 2 Division I schools there. Like everybody was much lower level. And so they were kind of looking up to the oh yeah, at your level, it's probably a little different. Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But it was fun.
That's
It was
awesome.
Fun. Yeah, it was a good time. I like getting a chance to travel around and do different things, see different people, meet different people from different parts of the country. It was cool. But we got a lot of good stuff to get into today. I want to start off with Miggy's question that he posed to the group, because I thought this was an interesting one, and I feel like we may get various answers. I was kind of thinking about this on the flight today. I was trying to think of how everybody would answer this question. So I'm going to see if it comes to fruition. But the question is, say you got invited by your idol, whomever that is, we can say who our idol would be, to dinner and to hang out. The way Miggy described it, he said to GT in the group chat, hey, if Lucas sent you a DM, it was like, hey, I'm ready to go. Let's hang out. I want to go grab dinner with you tonight. Would you do that? Or let's say it's on your wife's birthday. Which one are you choosing and why? Miggy, you posed the question, so I'm going to let you go first on this one. And I want to hear from Chase afterwards.
Yeah. If LeBron James asked me to go to dinner, and it's like, yo, we're going to get drinks after. We got Mav, we got AD, and it's my
So
wife's
you got the whole
birthday.
squad.
But we would be, it's LeBron James. We would have some motion.
There's an entourage there.
Yeah. Dude, I would have to tell my wife, I turned down a chance to hang out with LeBron because I would stay with my wife.
You
I
would?
do it. Yep. I would decline LeBron. Yep.
Wow, I did not expect you to say that.
I would decline LeBron James because my logic is if I had enough motion to get a DM from LeBron James, he would respect that I would decline such a thing just to make sure my household is taken care of. So there would be other invites along the way.
I like that spin.
That's a good logic. Chase?
That is yeah.
Man.
Who would be your idol first?
I don't
Who
know.
would you
I don't
have
know
dinner
who
with?
this would be. This will be tough. I'm trying to think I've got a lot of guys in business that I look up to. Oh,
Do you want me to go?
yeah. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. I'm on the fence here.
Okay, so my idol, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. I would go have dinner with Aaron Rodgers, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to have
Water is wet. Yeah, we know.
yeah, exactly. And shoot, if that were the case, I would say, baby, we're going to celebrate your birthday, and I will make it up to you tenfold. But I have a very unique opportunity to go hang out, spend a night, spend an evening dining, drinking, and enjoying each other's company with the man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Rodgers. I would make it up to you tenfold, but we got to take this opportunity. I get what you're saying, Miggy, about the whole, getting points, and hopefully you'd have enough aura, as the kids say, to be able to get another invite. But I'm not missing that chance. I got to take that shot when it's there. And if I have a loving wife who understands me and understands how important Aaron Rodgers is to my life, I think she would understand, and she'd be like, hey, baby, go. Enjoy yourself. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'll be here for the rest of your life.
I'm kind of on the same boat. Like I'm thinking, I think honestly, who I'd probably want to most have the dinner with would be probably somebody from like it'd probably be Herb Street or like Game Day Crew.
Herbie would be a great one.
Herbie's probably mine.
McAfee would be wild too.
Yeah, that'd be so much. Like anybody in that, like honestly, anybody on that staff. Like I mean, even Saban. I don't know if you guys saw Trump let Saban go first. He goes, anybody that has that many wins needs to walk in front of me. I thought that was pretty sweet. Even though Saban. But
You're talking about motion, dude. That's motion.
That's motion. You talk about aura.
Yeah.
That's aura.
Aura.
That I would have to say it'd probably be Herbie. I think that's the person that comes to mind. And I'm kind of on the same block as you. If I was like, Han, the number one person in the world that I want to have dinner with right now,
Other than you.
but probably right this moment, as the childhood dream is calling me to come have dinner with them in New York City, she'd be like, go ahead, make it up to me on Friday. Because I know that's how she'd be. She understands.
Yeah.
And as a person that has a wife that definitely loves my dreams, she would get it. And she would know, like, all right, go off, do your thing, but it better be awesome for my birthday. You better get something out of this.
That's what I'm saying.
This is not one of those, don't go have dinner and come back empty-handed. Don't just do this whole, like, be sweet and be nice. Like, go up there, basically, like, shake hands, kiss babies, and you better come back with something. Like, that better be, like, your biggest podcast. That better be something. You know what I'm saying? You better be walking on game day in Knoxville. Don't come back empty-handed. It's Mom's birthday. Joseph?
I mean, mine's probably shocker in the same space. It'd probably be Josh Pate. Probably, that'd probably be the guy I'd want to.
Not Kirby?
No, because Kirby, as much as I love Kirby, I don't think I could have a. I think the conversation would be tough because I just don't understand football the way. As much as I'd love to, I do not understand football the way he does, and I don't understand what it's like to run a program. But like, as someone who started out as just a massive college football fan, and then has now progressed to trying to turn it into talking about it, like Pate's just. When his show came out, I was like, "Oh my god, this is what I've wanted." Like when he was like, "Hey, I'm on YouTube. I'm doing a college football show, and we're going to do it year round." I was like, "Okay, somebody got my letter to Santa. Somebody got 7-year-old Joseph's letter to Santa." Like, so yeah, and as far as my wife goes, you know, we're a team, so that would ultimately be like, I'd bring it to her and say, "Hey, this is the opportunity I have. If there's a moment of hesitation, I'm out. Sorry, Josh, can't do it, brother. That's my wife. Like, that's my wife." But it would be something that I would table and we'd have a talk about. Because, I mean, you make decisions as a team. So it's like, how do you feel about this? Also, I think, how many birthdays have we, celebrated together? Like, is this a new relationship? Is this like the first?
No,
first
she's your
couple
wife.
birthdays?
I mean, you guys have been together for a while. You've celebrated.
Yeah,
years.
we'll say the 5 to 7 year range.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so not quite double digits, but like established, well established. Okay, yeah, I'd probably table it and just be like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, if it's like if it's like a 30th birthday or a 40th birthday, that'd be really tough. Those are the ones that any of the decade birthdays, that would be really tough. If
it's randomly like 38, like, oh, I'm turning 38.
Yeah.
Or like 32. It's like,
yeah, and I think I know my wife well enough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, I'll pay for your friends to go. And she'd be like, great, okay, sounds good. See you.
Bye, have a good time.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where I'm at. I'm with you, G. I think she would understand if she knows us.
She would.
Yeah.
She would. Hannah definitely would.
It would not make her happy if I came back empty-handed. Yeah, I better have a cool story. I better be on that private jet, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry, Chris Fowler. Move over, brother. Daddy's here.
Would any of y'all want to offer to bring your wife? Or
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
I think
Most
that would be
definitely.
cool. Yeah, because like you said, Joseph, I think you said it beautifully. Of like, it's a partnership. Like,
Yeah.
and if we can do it together, and let's say your wife is into college football or football in general or basketball, in your case, Miggy, like,
I got none of this.
yeah, Hannah would be like, "Who are you?"
No, it's like,
What
but it's
sport
one.
are you
But
on?
she's one of those people. Like she's the greatest cheerleader, so it would only be advantageous for me
Mhm.
because in my dream scenario, because this is a hypothetical, Herbie's flying me
Play
up
it
to New
out.
York. Yeah, Herbie's flying me to New York, or we're going to a game day set, and we're not eating at some slouchy place. We're
Wait,
fine.
so where in New York is a game day?
I don't know. I was just thinking like New York City or a college game day set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna
either
say,
or.
what are we going to Rutgers? Or?
New Jersey. I don't know. One of my friends just got a really cool job where he works out of New York. He works out of New York City twice a month and lives here.
Hmm.
Like one of the coolest gigs
That's
where
sweet.
he just flies up Tuesday morning, comes back Thursday. The company pays for his whole situation. He runs a sales gig. I was like, that's one of the biggest dreams I could ever have. To like have home be right here on Signal Mountain, Tennessee. And then I get to fly up to New York City every month, twice a month. That'd be sweet.
Okay,
That would
that
be
is
pretty
pretty
cool.
sick.
Yeah. So I thought I've been thinking about New York a lot. I was like, man, my boy is, and it's kind of like his dream. It's I can't even begin to tell you how like much of a dream it is. Like just to go walk around New York City twice a month, just because it's like my job. It's
It is
so
pretty cool.
sweet. But yeah, so I was like, this is a hypothetical. We're either going to the big city to eat, or we're going to like, I don't know, is Athens a good food town?
Yes.
Is it?
But I'm also thinking like, I mean, imagine you go to the Rose Bowl, like pre-Rose Bowl.
That's what I was thinking.
Kirby.
Like, is it Rose Bowl? Where else would be some great spot? I mean, obviously, I don't want to go to Vanderbilt, but I mean, Nashville's a damn good food city.
Austin.
That's home.
I was about to say Austin's
That's
probably.
a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Austin would be
hammer
good.
down
Austin.
some barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We
think-
need to do that.
I think I would want to go to like the golf tournament out in Lake Tahoe with Aaron Rodgers that he always goes and plays at,
Oh, that's a good
and just
one.
like spend the day like hanging out with him, AJ Hawk and the boys, and then like going out and then going back to the house. Like that would be sweet.
That'd be sweet. I saw pictures of that actually a couple weeks ago. I think Barstool was out there doing the little
Mhm.
interview with him, and I was like, that looks sweet. Where would you want to go, Miggy? Where's LeBron
the
taking you?
The Met Gala with LeBron.
Ooh,
Yeah,
God,
that's
how
my.
much skin are you showing at that thing?
Oh my god, bro! I'm
all the
wearing
hamburger meat hanging
I'm
out.
wearing like an all silk like set. Like I'm like back in 2002. I'm drinking like some Hypnotic and some Alizé. Like I'm real deal.
You going
I'm
hard?
showing
today,
out.
ripping
I'm
it.
showing out. I'm showing out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miggy,
Yes.
honestly, you at the Met Gala would probably start some sort of like revolution, like the Thick Boy Revolution for fashion again.
We would be on. We would be on deck. There would be a
You and
lot more.
Drewski?
Oh my god.
yeah, it'd be done.
I'd look at Drewski and be like, listen, man, even Tom Brady had to retire. Let's take a step back.
That's right, big dog.
Even
That's
Tom
right.
Brady had to call it, man.
Speaking of Tom Brady, did you guys see who he's interested in now?
That's nice. Have you guys seen this yet?
Sydney freaking Sweeney.
Dude.
Like if he gets Sydney
Stop.
Sweeney, just like I mean, just end it. I
Just
mean, this is
end
the
it.
greatest winner of all time.
Was that at the Bezos wedding?
I think so. Yeah, that's what I read.
Did you guys see how much that cost?
No, I did not see how much.
Do
it
I want to
was.
know?
I want to know.
Can we
It was-
guess?
Yeah, go ahead and guess. Go ahead. In Venice.
How much? Okay, what's the cost situation? Like just to go to the wedding? Like what was the
No, this is just
How much they paid
How much
just-
they paid.
how much
they
they
pretty much they paid
for
everybody.
the wedding?
Yeah. Here's another stat I'll give
Oh,
you
God.
before it
Okay.
won't give you a number.
Okay.
I think there were 200 guests
Oh God.
and there were 100 private jets.
What was the meal?
Oh man.
I don't know what the meal
You don't
was.
know what the meal was? Dude, I'm gonna say like 80 mil. Probably.
80 mil.
I'm gonna say 80 million.
I'm gonna say. Are you looking it up? Or do you know it?
I think I know it, but I'm going to make sure.
I'm gonna say 200 mil.
I am going to be the Price is Right guy, and I'm going to go $79 million.
This You
You
almost
guys are a little high,
Oh,
okay.
but it's 47 to 56 million.
Huh.
Just
That
a
was
cool.
really
And,
high.
okay,
47 to 56
yeah,
mil.
here's another thing.
Jeff makes that in what, like a couple of months?
Yeah, it was $50,000 a head.
Dang.
It's chump change.
Yeah,
When you're
50K ahead.
dang, dude.
3 days,
What was-
3-day celebration.
It's gotta say the meal. Like what? It had to be
Let's
something
see
extravagant,
here.
like gold-plated lobster tails, and I don't even know. Willy Wonka come down and made chocolate straight for him. Like,
Dude, what if you're the person's like, this meal sucks? Oh my gosh.
Did you find it?
Michelin star chef.
no, it didn't suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
No, it did not suck.
It's Fabrizio Melinio, but I don't
Okay.
know. It's something. I'm guessing it's out of Venice.
Okay.
The meal alone. So it's like basically $50,000 a head for like all the stuff. The boats that take you to the private island for the wedding, everything was what that was. The meal alone, I guess, probably guessing like five. I guess like 5 dishes. Something I thought I heard this morning.
Yeah.
I watched the news. Was $1,000 to $1,100 just for a meal.
So that's like roughly $200 a course, pretty much.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. I think I saw somebody say it was 5 plates on this Today Show. Paul Shaheen was talking about it this morning for a few minutes, and I was like, "Dang, dude, that is wild to me." And everybody was there, like Caprio. Yeah, everybody. That's crazy, man. From a book company to this. And the people of Venice were pretty mad because he
American Dream.
supposedly was trying to like buy out the whole city.
Oh,
It was like, I want to rent the whole city for a day
for my wedding.
for
That'd
200
been
people.
Sick.
And I think it was
That's
more.
insane.
Imagine. I mean, it's not
No.
enough to have your own island, but
Venice.
yeah, trying to buy all of Venice for your wedding.
Yeah, I think he was going to reportedly like
Oh my god.
rent out Venice for the night, basically.
That's
for like
insane.
$15 million. They were like, no, we have business to operate. And then it was funny, like watching the guests on the Today Show being like, I don't know. The worst idea.
Yeah, I mean,
they were like, we got,
try.
I think
Worst you could say is no.
I think he reportedly they said he brought in like $3 million worth of business over the weekend.
Well, I
because
mean-
you got to think paparazzi,
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
think
yeah.
all that stuff.
No,
Yeah.
not counting what he paid vendors and businesses to.
Because you got to think about the taxes,
Yeah.
all the boating stuff. Like if you brought your yacht, which I'm sure that was a big one.
Yeah.
Parking fees for flights, like stacks, bro. Don't worry, they weren't hurting. You know,
That's
there's
insane.
somebody like I don't know what the business was, but that changed their life. They're like, I basically became a millionaire.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's like some fisherman that's like Bezos liked because I guess their favorite place was like, hey man, you want to get all the fish for our wedding? And he's like, yeah, man, how much?
It was like, here's a cool like $3 million. Just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I can
What?
buy a new boat now.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, that was crazy to think about, but good for Tom.
Great for Tom.
Yeah.
Winning on and off the field as always, from Giselle trading her in for a younger model. And it's just like it's always the comparison with Bill Belichick. It's like the competition with Bill Belichick. You know? Hey, I'm gonna go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick gets a 20-something-year-old girlfriend. Hey, I'm gonna go get a 20-something-year-old girlfriend and a hotter one. Sydney Sweeney. Crazy. Anyways,
It's a 27-year-old age gap.
yeah.
I mean, that's still half of
And
what
what
Bill's.
Belichick is, yeah. Let's be honest. It's a little weird. Anyways,
Sorry, guys. I ruined the transition.
let's take a quick timeout, full timeout from the episode here. And let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. A local Chattanooga staple since 2016, Barra's Cabinet Refinishing has been your go-to spot for custom cabinets in the scenic city, with owner Alan Barra having 25 years of experience. From cabinet refinishing that breathes new life into your existing cabinetry to cabinet refacing and modifications that transform and optimize your space. The people over at Barra's simply deliver the goods, just like your boy Kirby Smart, Joseph, on a Saturday, as they give exceptional results tailored to your exact needs. So, for a winning team that's always got your back in cabinetry, trust Barra's, the official sponsor of Chatted Up Sports. Head over to their website, barrascabinetrefinishing.com, to get your free estimate today. And if you mention Chatted Up Sports, our guy Alan will hook you up with a 5% off your job. Do it now. Thank us later. Barra's Cabinet Refinishing, the official cabinets of Chatted Up Sports. All right, let's talk a little sports now, and let's get into our ranking of 6 first-year starting quarterbacks in college football. As Chase said pre-show, we like to cherry pick here on Chatted Up Sports, so we're just cherry picking around the biggest conferences, the biggest starting positions in college football with first-year starting quarterbacks. Here's how it breaks down. We're going to rank Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Julian Sayin, Ty Simpson, Gunnar Stockton, and Bryce Underwood. We're going to go 6 to 1. We'll give a little explanation. Joseph is going to write them all down, so we have the receipts. And Chase may put those up on social media for us, or somebody will put that up on social media for us, and we'll keep accountable. We're accountable here on Chatted Up Sports. So I'm gonna defer to you, Joseph, and I'm gonna let you go first because this is sort of your segment.
Wonderful.
Tell us who your 6th ranked player would be.
We're starting from bottom.
Let's go bottom to the top.
Bottom to top.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. From bottom, this is easy. Bryce Underwood is my 6th rank quarterback, first year starting quarterback out of the group, because I worry about Michigan's ability to, like, how good they're going to be on offense this season.
Yeah.
I don't know how many weapons. Now, this is all under the assumption, by the way, let me just clarify. Davis Mills is still there. So,
yeah,
Bryce has not been announced as the starting quarterback, but we're assuming Davis Warren. Yeah. Because of how they looked last year on offense, Michigan's probably going to go with the guy that they paid double-digit $1 million as a freshman quarterback. But I worry about how they're going to surround him with weapons. They have one incoming 4-star wide receiver from this past class. They've got 2 incoming transfer wide receivers. Anthony Simpson from UMass, he had 2 receptions for 16 yards in 2024, but he left the program. He was better in 2023, had 792 yards, but that's only one guy. And then you've got Donovan McCulley from Indiana, who had 2 receptions for 21 yards in 2024. And then you've got 3 returning starters on the offensive line. But, if Bryce doesn't have any help, how good are those 3 returning starters on the offensive line going to be for you? So, I worry about Bryce's ability to have support and if that's going to hurt his confidence. So I went with Bryce Underwood as my number 6 pick.
Chase?
I'm sorry, Joseph. Gunnar Stockton's gonna be the worst quarterback in this group.
Oh, I was waiting
wow.
Gunnar Stockton's gonna be the worst.
Wow.
I actually don't think he'll wind up even be the starter for the full year.
Really?
I think we saw a lot from that second game.
Mm-hmm. The Notre Dame game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's very good at this level. And it's one of those things, I just don't know how much Kirby's going to put up with, when it comes to I get there's a 12-team playoff, but it's going to be so – because I think outside of Texas, I don't think anybody else has a higher over-under than 9.5 in the SEC right now.
I think Alabama's is 9.5.
Yeah, so it's 9.5.
So Texas, Georgia, Bama, and I think LSU is also 9.5.
Yeah, so everybody has that. Nobody has 10-plus wins banked, I guess, from the odds. So it's kind of one of those weird things. I think it's going to be a very weird flush up top of pretty good teams. You kind of can't keep screwing up. I saw enough of Gunnar where it really worried me in that second game where I was like, I just don't think he's going to be it. He's already 22. There might be some athleticism that's going to make some fun plays here and there, but by game 8 or 9, I don't even think he's starting quarterback.
It's Ryan Puglisi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on down, brother.
I think this could be a very frustrating year in the quarterbacks for Georgia. It's sometimes.
Malcon?
my sixth pick and final
Sweet.
pick, it's not even close, bro. Ty Simpson freaking sucks. What are we talking about?
Hey, Joseph, put your face up there.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, no, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this. No,
Bro's been at Alabama since the first Trump administration, man. I don't even think he should be qualified for this list. I don't think he's going to make it to game 3. That's me. I don't know. I think Alabama has a lot of dogs. Yes, they're going to move the football differently, but I've never been a Ty Simpson guy, and I'm trying to take emotion out of it, but I think the way that he treated UT, it just made me really salty. So out of respect for my university, Ty Simpson will not see the top 5 on my list at all. Ty is at the bottom of this list. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, all right. So my sixth pick, I'm actually going to go with Joseph. I think Bryce Underwood, just because for the exact reasons that Joseph laid out, the weaponry just isn't there. I know they got Justice Haynes now in the backfield. He's from Alabama, correct?
yes,
Yeah,
Yes.
from Alabama. So, he's going to be a nice little weapon there. And you're paying a kid all that money to come to Michigan. Can you imagine the amount of pressure that's on this kid
So much.
going into his first year of college football? It's insane. There's no way that he lives up to those expectations. And again, he's not going to have the weaponry there to support it. I think it's going to be a little bit of a rough year. I think he's got a ton of talent. I'm excited to see where Bryce Underwood gets to eventually in his college career, but I don't see it happening in year 1. To me, I'm going to rank him 6th on this list. And I'll just roll into number 5. I'm going to go with what Miggy said. I'm going to go with Ty Simpson. And I was kind of debating between these two. And look, Bryce Underwood coming into, I forgot to mention this, dude's 17 years old. So he's very young as well.
Yeah.
You look at a guy like Ty Simpson, Miggy mentioned it. I mean, he's an old man in college football, getting an opportunity to start finally as a redshirt junior. 22 years old, a little bit more seasoned. I'm with you though, Meg. I don't think the dude's like that talented, but he does have better weaponry around him. Obviously, you have Ryan Williams, who will, by the way, be 18 years old this year when he's playing in college football.
Just in case we didn't know.
Yeah, in case anybody's just curious of his age, he will be 18. He's got a lot better weaponry out there in Alabama and a better offensive system with Kalen DeBoer. As disappointing as it was in year 1, things always seem to get better the more you're there and the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. Kalen DeBoer is a very good coach. He's going to be fine. They're going to figure out a way to make this offense run better. But I'm with you, Mig. Like, I just don't think Ty Simpson is that talented of a passer of the football. Miggy, number 5.
Gunner is going to be my 5 spot simply for the fact that when I look at this Georgia roster, they couldn't get worse last year from wide receiver play. I think Gunner, he's not going to be a tier 1 SEC quarterback, but anytime you have the talent that Georgia has, you manage the game, but also you're going to let it fly. So give me Gunner at my 5 spot for sure.
Good call, Mickey. I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to do it yet, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Bryce here at 5. The schedule's just not bad. Do you guys feel like he's another one that, because of the freak athleticism, he's going to have some like big time highlight plays, whether that's some sort of like 70-yard open bomb that they drew up.
Yeah.
I feel like the perception is going to carry him because he's going to have huge hit plays. It might be one of those deals where we watch week in and week out and he's like 13 for 25, 185 yards, but he had a sick throw and he ran in for 2 touchdowns. So whatever you want to make of that, I do think he's going to do a lot athletically that is going to impress me. And I think they're going to grunge out a lot of these wins. The Oklahoma game's going to be fun. New Mexico at home, first game. Central Michigan. Nebraska is going to teach us a lot. Honestly, that Wisconsin game is probably going to teach us a lot about where he's at. But I think he's going to get some good W's. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about Oklahoma yet. I know some people are high, some people are really low. So wherever you're at with Oklahoma, you'll know by week 2 if he's good or not, or if he's like potentially good. I think he's going to show up a little bit, and it's going to be pretty cool to watch athletically. So I feel like as a runner, he's going to be just a little bit better than like Gunner. So I'm going to put him at 5 reluctantly because it could be 6A, 6B in my mind.
That's fair. So, I mean, I wasn't far off from where you guys felt. I actually put Gunner at 5.
Okay.
And the reason I put Gunner at 5 is because while Georgia has bolstered their wide receiver room, they had a lot of issues last year, not just on the offensive line, but running the ball. And, of course, the atrocious receiver play doesn't help. But I think it's going to be harder to replace just bad offensive line play than people think. Now, I'm optimistic, but I'm a fan. So I have the, holding out hopes that they're going to find a way to piece back together this offensive line and play better than they were last year and take pressure off Gunner. But if they don't, I've seen what he looks like when he's kind of in panic scenarios. And I know that was his second game playing in Notre Dame. So
Sure.
you gotta kind of understand his situation there. He's, he wasn't expecting to be starting, but here you are, you're thrust into this game, like figure it out. But yeah, I put, comparing him to the other quarterbacks on this list, I just put Gunner a little bit lower because I don't think Georgia as a team necessarily needs a breakout top 5 first-year starting quarterback to have the success that they want to. That just doesn't seem like Kirby's formula. So I don't really have a lot of anxiety about it as if Gunner's not like number 1 or number 2 on this list. So I ranked him a little bit lower because I think from a stats standpoint, he's not going to be one of those guys because that's just not what Georgia is. And then number 2, like, I'm really worried about how they're going to replace the struggles they had on the offensive line last year. Like, yeah, you got Nate Frazier coming back. You signed transfer running back from Illinois. Like, you probably won't be as injured as you were last year in the running back position because it felt like those guys couldn't stay healthy. So Gunner will have help.
You got Branch, too, didn't you?
Branson Robinson transferred.
Mm-hmm.
No, but you have Roderick Robinson. He was hurt most of last year, had some times, but he should be good to go this year. So I think between Nate, Roderick, and the transfer from Illinois, you should be better at running back. But it all comes down to offensive line, man. I mean, if they don't move, if they can't get a push, if they can't protect Gunner, doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
So
it doesn't matter for anybody.
That's the big exactly. That's the big concern for me is how much of this potential replacing the offensive line is going to affect Gunner, and that's why I ranked him at 5. At number 3, I went with a guy out at Oregon, Dante Moore. He seemed like he got started a little too early at UCLA, and I think that kind of shook his confidence a little bit. I think he'll be better than he was, but he wasn't great at UCLA. Now, he does have, according to PFF, the number 5 ranked offensive line in college football, so that helps. He's going to have a decent running back room, but he lost Evan Stewart, and that's tough. And that's a young, very talented wide receiver room. DeCorian Moore is going to be the lead guy now, but you're expecting a freshman to make up all that gap that Evan Stewart had. So I worry about having a kind of a veteran leadership presence and a weapon for Dante Moore. I still have high hopes for him, but because of that, I decided to put him at 4.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna flip flop. I think I'm kind of with you on the Dante Moore situation. Nope, never mind. Just kidding. I'm going Ty Simpson, and the only reason I kind of have more hope for Ty is because his wide receiver room is so good. Like, those wide receivers are so good. I think your offensive line consistency, I think another year with DeBoer matters. So that's why I think he's better than somebody like Gunner or even Bryce. But again, to Mickey's point, he's been there a while and he ain't really cooked yet. And I don't know how great he is. I think it sounds like there's a little bit more competition than is being led on for that quarterback battle. So, depends. But I think Ty could be a scenario where, you have pressure every day in practice, and then on game day, you start tightening up, and you've only got a ticking time clock here for how much time you actually have to play football. And it doesn't look like your prospects are great for an NFL life, but who knows? I think he's going to have a good year, and I don't think you're going to suck with those wide receivers. Like, it's almost one of those things like, you have so much talent, surely you could just get the ball to these guys that are not 17 years old. So that's my hope and dream there for surely he can just kind of figure it out. Because I hate to say it, if Alabama sucks, it's another one of those things. Like I don't want them to be bad. We beat them. I want them to be pretty good. And we beat them.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't want these teams to suck because, like we talked about last week, when Auburn kind of sucking here lately has not been fun. I want the Auburn game to be a hyped up game. I want the Bama game to be a hyped up game. I don't want to be stuck in the noon slot. Kidding me?
Hey, get wins any way you can in the SEC is big.
That's true, but it's not as fun.
Malcolm?
Yeah, we're going Dante Moore, man, at this spot. I like him. Of course, not going to say anything too bad about Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks because I don't want them to show up to my house. However,
Bro.
he's still improving, right? I think it's time at UCLA. We know UCLA for what it is, and Nico Iamaleava is about to find out just what that program is. And yeah, give me Dante Moore. I think that he is going to make some strides. Obviously, losing Evan Stewart is less than ideal, but you still got a lot of playmakers, still got a fast tempo offense, still got a lot of athleticism, and that defense is going to give you chances to get the ball back in a lot of red zone opportunities to bolster some stats. So give me Dante Moore at my 4th spot.
I think a lot of us have similar viewpoints on the number 4 spot. At least we do, Mig, because I'm with you as well, along with Joseph. I'm going with Dante Moore, a guy who got an opportunity, like Joseph said, probably rushed into that, his freshman year at UCLA, but he got some time. Very talented kid. Now he's going to Oregon, a much better roster than UCLA. So the chances he has success there, I think, are pretty good. A team that just came off, obviously, an incredible regular season. Obviously ran into the Ohio State buzzsaw in the playoff, but had an awesome regular season. And he's going to have success there, again, because it's just simply a better roster. And when you look at him, Dante Moore, he came in as a very highly touted recruit at UCLA. And that's why he got an opportunity to start. Dude's 20 years old. So again, not quite the teenager that maybe some other guys are coming in. He's got some experience already under his belt. So that's why I went with Dante Moore at number 4. Now for number 3, I am going to go with the new signal caller at Ohio State, the Ohio State University. I'm going to go with Julian Sayin. And we've been talking about rosters and we're talking about how it's going to be hard to suck. You look at Ohio State's roster, what they have coming back after winning a national championship. Jeremiah Smith, last time I checked, is still on that roster. It's going to be hard for Julian Sayin to have a bad year with a guy like Jeremiah Smith there. They've got literally every single one of their starters, it looks like, coming back, or not starters, but like guys that have been on the program on their offensive line. They got one transfer in there as well. Carnell Tate is still there on offense. And so they've got weapons at the Ohio State University. So that's why I'm going to go with Julian saying things and having something to say at number 3. Mig?
I can hop back in here real quick. My number 3 spot is a guy that's getting paid $12 million for his time at the University of Michigan.
Whoa.
I think Bryce Underwood is going to be incredible. I think he is truly a blue chip talent that elevates a program. There are reasons why LSU was going to go to unforbiddable lengths to get this guy to commit, and ultimately he didn't do it. I think the schedule is favorable. He has truly already made a name for himself. He's going to be a day one starter whenever he enters Michigan, something that it rarely happens. I think that he's going to really position himself to be the first true freshman to win a Heisman Trophy.
Whoa!
I think the world.
Dang.
I think the world. I think the guy is just absolutely outstanding. He can make every single throw. He has complete body control. I think that Michigan, again, defensively is going to give him a lot of chances. Are the receivers as good as they've been in previous years? No, but Michigan still does have some talent in the cupboard. Watch out for Michigan. They are going to be you're going to have to, when you're playing Michigan, you're truly going to have to put a knife and a dagger in their heart for them to die. Because if he has that ball, I guarantee they have a chance. Give me Bryce at 3.
Bryce Underwood, absolutely insane. Great pick, Meg.
Thanks, man.
Believe.
Gotta believe. Just like
yo,
you believed in
Malcolm.
Colorado last year.
Yeah, believe, baby.
Hey, I called that Colorado pick, and y'all laughed at me.
Dude, it looked good for a while. Looked real good. We're gonna go Dante Moore now. Number 3. And I will say this because of the offensive line. Last year, after 2 years ago, Oregon finds a way to literally create one of the best offensive lines ever. I think they only allowed 4 sacks in 2023. And then they had 4 or 5 sacks in like the first 2 games allowed last year, and everybody panicked. They're like, oh no, what are they going to do with the offensive line? And then they're like, oh, we're going to settle in and become a great offensive line again. So Oregon continues to just like stack up front. And again, Evan Stewart loss hurts really bad, but I believe in Dante back again in the second year. Dan Lanning's probably my favorite coach in all college football right now. Sorry, Josh. But he just finds a way with these guys. I don't know what the inspiration is. I don't know what they got going on up at Eugene besides a whole lot of money from the Knight family. But dang, bro, I believe in this kid. I think Autzen is just one of the best places to play. So he's going to win a lot of games that way, and he's going to get real fired up because he got to see it. He got to see like what it takes to win last year. I think Bo's probably a fantastic example of what it looks like day in, day out. So he learned a lot, and he's going to cook now. Believe in it.
Let him cook.
Believe in it.
Believe. Boys.
The Big Pac-12.
J Money.
Oh, for my number 3 spot, there's a kid. Okay. Very highly touted. Very famous last name.
Oh
no. Here
You're
he
going to go
goes.
number 3.
I'm putting Arch Manning at number 3.
Whoa.
Okay. And I'm putting Arch Manning at number 3 for a couple of reasons. If Arch Manning has to have this whole thing thrust upon his shoulders, how good do you think he's going to be when they have to play on the road at Florida? They have to play on the road at Georgia. They have to play the exact opposite of the schedule they played last year. And Quinn started all last year.
He's going to be better because he's better than Quinn.
He might be, but that offense around him might not be. He might be better than Quinn, but what's around him might not be. They're returning 1 starter on the offensive line. And I know they're optimistic. Steve and them are optimistic. I get it. You can be optimistic all day of the week until you get hit in the mouth. He's got 1 returning offensive lineman. They're returning, yes, they are returning Ryan Wingo, and I expect a big year out of him. And they're getting DeAndre Moore back. They got a good running back room in C.J. Baxter and Quintravion Wisener, who really stepped up last year when they were injured. But it's a first-year starting quarterback on the road. And that offensive line's probably going to be shuffled a couple of times because if I'm a betting man, which I do happen to be, I don't think they're going to get it right the first time. You've got 1 guy that's a veteran presence on that O-line, and it's not your center. Sometimes you can piece around the center, be your field general, help your quarterback out. That's not who's coming back. I'm putting Arch at 3 because while I think Steve is a great play caller, I worry about Arch having to shoulder too much of this and them having to rely too much on Arch's athletic ability instead of him just being a pure quarterback. Because we've seen that he can run. That's what they tried to use him for last year.
Yep.
They brought him in for specific packages because he's big, he's physical, he can tote the rock. But if you have to rely on that this year, if the offensive line doesn't quite click, if the timing with the receivers is a little bit off, if the run game's not there because of the O-line, that's a lot to put on a first-year starter, even if his last name is Manning. So for that reason,
Okay, throwing the hot fire out here.
I went with number 3 as Arch Manning.
Damn.
Yep. And slightly ahead of him at number 2, boys, I went with Ty Simpson.
Whoa.
And Alabama. And
Please
a lot of
explain.
that stems from Kalen DeBoer and what he was able to do with Michael Penix. I feel like Ty fits the mold of Michael Penix and what Kalen wants to do a lot more than Jalen did. Because Jalen was kind of like, yeah, you wrote him out there. He's the best athlete on the field. And there's a chance you get what he did in the Georgia game. There's also a chance you get what he did in the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
And you're playing this kind of like Hit me again, dealer. What are we going to get today? Yep. We got 21 exactly. Boom. Now you busted. Like, I think what Kalen wants to do, and especially getting Ryan Grubb back and how they want to structure this offense, I think they're going to make it very easy for Ty Simpson. This isn't I'm hailing all this praise on Ty because of his ability as a quarterback. This is, I think, Alabama, with the weapons they have, with the offensive line they have coming back, they're the number 1 ranked PFF offensive line.
Yep.
They're going to make it easy for Ty, and it's going to make him look better because you got Ryan Williams, you got Jeremy Bernard. They're going to have a loaded wide receiver room. I'm going with Ty Simpson at number 2, man. I think he's going to have a really strong year, and I think Kalen and Ryan Grubb are going to make it easy for him.
That's an interesting thought. I guess like with the Ty thing, the hard part is just like the upside doesn't feel like it's too high, but I feel like the floor is very high because of how talented they are around it. Like, you're going to have the best offensive line probably in this whole group. You're going to have the best wide receiver group, maybe besides Ohio State. And yeah, the year 2 stuff matters with Grubb and especially DeBoer. I just also don't think he can like dominate. I think there's the best he can be in my mind is like a great game manager. Like, that's the best I can give you.
Listen, man, great game managers have won national championships.
That is very true. I don't know if great game manager can win you a national championship in the playoff format now. I think in the 4 game or the BCS prior, you could do that. I don't think I can win you that now.
So what would you consider Will Howard?
I thought Will was a lot better than that.
Okay.
I thought Will was better than that, especially in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And also when you have
Jeremiah Smith.
When you have one of the greatest wide receiver units of all time, I don't think it's that hard.
Would he have to be like Stetson Bennett? What would you consider Stetson Bennett? Is he a game manager?
He might be where I'm at. Like, great game manager.
Okay.
Along with the greatest defense ever.
That 1 year, yes. Yeah. The second year.
Yeah, the second year was different.
They were still pretty damn good.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Will Howard playoff Will was I thought that was a different monster than the rest of through the regular season. Yeah, I actually thought he was like kind of game manager-y, but he was awesome outside of one bad play. I don't think of that bad of a play in the Oregon game. That boy lit up Oregon. Mm-hmm. The guy played awesome in the Oregon game overall. One bad slide with point something seconds left that you missed out on. Sorry, you can't perfectly time that on the field when chaos is happening. Yeah. But I thought he was pretty awesome in a lot of big games outside of the Michigan game.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The Michigan game's the only thing that like brings him down for the year to me. But I thought he stepped up to like to pass that to like, oh, he can win me some games. I thought that. Yeah, I don't know what his, like, maybe Stetson first year, like really solid against an opportune defense. He'll get you 2 or 3 tutties. I think that's where he could lie. But for the most part, I think it's just going to be solid for Ty. Just get these guys the ball. It's going to be
don't screw it up.
Don't screw it up. A little like less deep bombs, but more Milrow top. Not Milrow. Yeah, I guess Milrow a little bit last year.
Milrow had a great deep ball.
Yeah, great deep ball. But I was thinking like,
game.
I felt like a lot of times there was a lot of screens. There was a lot of quick passes that just anything over the I think less deep ball, more over the middle. You're going to give some chances to, because I don't know if Ty's got that kind of range. We're going to see some very solid throws. And you're going to get a lot of, that was a solid throw. It's going to feel like a camp, like with just a sweet boy out there.
You look great throwing against air.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet boy's out there just making nice throws.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my Ty Simpson thought. I think it's going to be like, you're going to see some stats. It's going to be super efficient. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some games he's like 21 of 24, 375.
Oh, God.
But Ron Williams has like 185 yards of yak. It's like he threw a bubble screen that Ryan took 87 yards. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of those games, and it's gonna look awesome stat wise. Mm-hmm. But I think just in general, I don't know. My number 2 is gonna be Arch. I actually believe he's the dude. I think he's a little less talented. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be given saying the number one spot at Ohio State. I think he's just got a little less talent overall, a little worse offensive line, and a little bit tougher schedule. But I think Arch is the dude. It sounds like he's got the guy in him, and especially locker room stuff, all the things you're hearing. I love the interview that he had. He's like, talking about just all the little like humble things you kind of want to hear out of the guy, especially maturity wise. And I think he kind of is a physical specimen. I think he can lean into that. I think we're going to get a little less motivational Tebow in some factors.
The most athletic Manning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
he is Cooper's kid, man. And Cooper was the athlete.
Yeah. I don't know. Malcolm Harris, we've seen a couple bootlegs from Peyton.
Listen, man. We've seen a couple bootlegs from Peyton, and this was hard. This was so hard for me.
You can give us your 2 and 1.
I'm gonna go with Julian Sand at number 1 because of Jeremiah Smith. It's not anything to do with Julian. I just think he's throwing to Julio Jones. I think he's throwing to Calvin Johnson. I think he's throwing to arguably the best receiver I've seen in my lifetime, bar none. Since
People are giving Reggie Ball NFL looks because of Calvin,
and it's just like, this is what this is. And the kid is already talented, 5-star across everywhere, but like, make no mistake, Arch Manning is gonna be like that. And I don't think it matters. I think this is Sark at his finest hour. Sark has never had a quarterback like this, and Sark has had some great ones. I just think Arch is the prototype to truly unlock the evil genius and the best play caller in college football, Steve Sarkisian. The best play caller in college football.
So run that back to me real quick. Who's your 1 and 2?
Joseph, my 1 is Julian Sand.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I had that right.
My 2 is Arch Manning, and my 3 is Bryce.
Yeah,
But when I tell you, I feel so stupid even saying this. I just think Jeremiah Smith is the best wide receiver prospect we've seen since Julio Jones.
And we'll get to find out who's the best August 30th.
Hey, playing each other.
Noon
game.
I hate that that's a noon game. That should be a night game.
It was supposedly tried to be a night game, right? And somebody said that we got to go to church. Wasn't that true?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Lord would have understood.
All right, let's talk about my number 2 and number 1. So, at number 2, I just don't think there's any way that George is really bad. And I really believe in Gunnar Stockton. I'm going to go Gunnar Stockton at number 2. Mike Bobo is about to pull out his box of tricks. Quarterback coach, offensive coordinator. They've gotten better on the offensive side of the football. Joseph, I'm trying to make you believe, baby. I'm trying to put faith in your heart and in your head. I understand the offensive line question marks. But if I know one thing about college football, I know Kirby Smart is going to have these guys doing the damn thing. The offensive line is going to be better than we all anticipated. The offense is going to be better. I liked some things outside of, obviously, the Notre Dame game of Gunnar. Again, second start, kind of thrust into that. Maybe not wholeheartedly ready, but I really did like the kid's moxie. I do believe he's going to start there all year long. Zachariah Branch is an absolute threat from the wide receiver position. He's not quite that Julio Calvin that you were talking about there with Jeremiah Smith, Mig, but I've got him at number 2. I'm just believing that Georgia is going to be really good, and Gunnar is going to just be kind of in that line of good college starting quarterbacks for Georgia. Good, solid starting quarterbacks for Georgia. And then I will ask this, because, Miggy, you were talking about, Jeremiah Smith and all of that with Julian Sand, and I know, Chase, you mentioned I talked a little bit about it as well. What about Kyle McCord when Marvin Harrison Jr. was there? I mean, that was one of the best wide receiving prospects that we've seen in college football, and Kyle McCord a little underwhelming. So, yeah, I get what you're saying about the wide receivers and things like that, but I got to go Arch number 1 because he's just purely the best quarterback in the nation, and the man is going to win a Heisman Trophy.
Is he the odds-on favorite right now?
No, I don't think he's. No, I would imagine he's probably behind like Cade and Drew and
Oh, yeah,
some of these
Cade's
like
first.
yeah,
Cade's
Cade's
first.
probably number one if I had to guess.
I'm not
Just-
saying he'll win a Heisman Trophy this year, but he'll win a Heisman Trophy.
He will. He will win a Heisman, I think.
The,
I think it's
the
gonna be-
list
So-
on-
So by
Go ahead.
that, I was
Yeah.
going to say by that you're implying that if he doesn't win this year, Arch is coming back.
Yes.
I would probably agree with that.
I'm in the same camp. I think Arch is going to play 2 years at Texas.
I think he's gonna be really awesome this year.
Especially with NIL and everything nowadays, like
Yeah, and
you can make plenty of money playing
I think
college
he's like a
football and being the man.
he's a self-aware guy too, where he's
Yeah.
like,
I could get better.
Yeah, I could get better, and also like my family's got enough money. Like, I think his family also is like, hey, dude, college is awesome. You're gonna play football forever. Enjoy college. Like
Yeah.
you're just not gonna get this. Like, because I think he's probably seen the day in and day out of the NFL, and
Mhm.
I think it's a great lifestyle. Obviously, we all dream about it, but it's also when you're in it, it's your job.
It's a lot of
And
work.
it's just like, that's it. There's no life really. I mean, you have your life and you got to make your own. But with college, it's like this. You're already in this nice little slot of a good life.
Yeah.
You know,
It almost feels like fake life.
it does feel like fake life most of the time, especially for a 20-year-old kid. Like all these NFL guys, a lot of them, you know, for the most part, it's like I go home, I see my family. You know, some guys you're going to have some ball out moments, but I think like day in, day out, you know, from what it sounds like, it's pretty boring. Like, you know, you work out in the mornings, you have your practice, and like, but for the most part, with all these like schedule restrictions and practice restrictions, it's a relatively boring life with humongous highs because, you know, you're getting a party like nobody's business if you're somebody like Odell and all these guys. But for the most part, you're trying to find some fun when everybody else is working throughout the day. So go enjoy college. And I think he knows that. I think they're probably preaching like, stay there, enjoy Austin, Texas for as long as you can.
The NFL will be there as long as you don't get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, as long as
Knock on wood.
Yeah, and if you like, I don't know if enough people talk about the chance that Arch has to like immortalize himself in college football, because it's like it's not
Yes.
like you're just playing at like, and no disrespect to these programs, but it's not like you're just playing at like a Mississippi State or like a Arizona, or you're playing at Texas. I mean, you're talking about like Vince Young never has to buy another beer in Austin, and that was in 2005. Like you could be that guy. You could be the next statue that's outside Darrell K. Royal Stadium. Like I don't think enough people are talking about the chance that he has not only to go on and have NFL success and be just like everybody else in your family, but like you could truly immortalize yourself in college. And if you win a natty, neither one of your uncles did that.
yeah,
So like
it's a big deal.
you get that ring, you get that college ring, and you be like, "Hey, Peyton, Eli, what's up, guys?"
That'd be
Like, I got a
awesome.
ring,
At
man. Like,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, dude, you get the family
Yeah.
dinner. Arch rolls up, be like,
Natty.
"I got one of these boys."
Hey, Uncle Peyton, you try this on for the first time? You know,
Like, I mean, how cool would that be? You know, like I think that kind of bolsters the Arch should play at least 2
Yeah.
years. You know,
Well, what if he wins
Can I play? I'm sorry. I was gonna say, can I play devil's advocate really fast though?
of
Yeah.
course.
If I'm his father, I'm wanting him to get in and get going because I want him to selfishly do something that I never could, and that's play in the NFL. I know at the end of the day, it's like he's happy for Peyton, he's happy for Eli, but you know when the door closes and he goes to bed and those blackout curtains are on, he's like, dude, I was really better than both my freaking brothers, and nobody knows. Nobody knows. Like people, they feel bad for me. And it's like, I know Arch has had to deal with that. So I know the NIL thing is great, but let's just say, for example, and I do not want this to happen, but the New Orleans Saints are picking at 1. And the last quarterback they took was Arch Manning in the first round. That's been over 50
Archie.
years ago. Or the Dallas Cowboys trade up to 1. Like, man, love you to death, Austin, but I gotta go. Like, get up out of there.
I was gonna say if he wins a national championship, I could see him leaving after year 1. If he wins a natty.
this would be a unbelievable national championship. If he
Yeah.
won with this year,
Yeah.
Hell of a job from Sark if he can win.
It'd be a hell of an effort all around.
Yeah.
Like with as open as this season is appearing to shape up, because there's not like a clear. I mean, yeah, Texas is probably the odds-on favorite, but
there's still question marks.
there's still we don't. They could be beat. They could lose to Ohio State in the first week. Like we don't know. There's no powerhouse team that's coming in that's just like, hey, we're the team to beat. So
I was thinking too about what you just said, Miggy. If like the Dallas Cowboys traded up, if you won a national championship with the University of Texas and won a Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, is there a more immortal feeling that you could have as an athlete?
in the state of Texas, no.
But I mean, probably. What would you guys rank Texas as the brand in college football? Like where would
Texas as a brand,
Yeah.
like
way up there.
the Longhorn. Oh, dude, they're like tier 1
Would they like? I'm trying to think.
from a brand perspective. Like people recognize the Longhorn.
I
Like-
mean, I was thinking I really think Texas might be 1 or 2. I think if you take away Saban from Alabama, I think you lose a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Bama loses
Florida's
a lot.
up there.
Yeah.
Texas really might be my number 1.
I mean, dude, Texas is in that rarefied air of like USC is still USC.
Ohio
I
State.
mean, they've been really bad at college football. They've been really, really bad. But like, you remember the Matt Leinart teams. You remember Reggie Bush. Like, you know what USC is when the Coliseum's packed. Same with Nebraska, dude.
Yeah.
People remember Nebraska in the 90s.
Tommy
Like,
Frazier and all those guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're in that. That's one of those like rarefied brands where it's like they're kind of. I don't want to say impervious because I don't think that exists, but they're really hard for them to just fade away for being bad at football for like a decade.
They are a too big to fail school. Because I think Carolina was out in basketball when all those fake classes come out, and everybody was like, "Oh, you worried about it?" I'm like, "No, dude.
Yeah.
Carolina's brand is too big to fail in basketball."
In basketball,
Too big to fail.
I don't know if I personally I wouldn't go that far because I feel like Texas was really, really starting to slip into those like realm of it's like, hey, we understand the brand, we understand who you're like, you're the University of Texas, but like you guys suck. You guys are awful.
But then they would get
Oklahoma
that-
runs your pockets.
But then they would
every year.
But then they'd get those one Red River rivalry like this. It'd be just some bull crap like 5-7
Yeah.
Texas team would beat the 10-1 Oklahoma team.
Well, I mean, it's like when Texas beat, and I think it was Charlie Strong was the head coach. Texas beat Notre Dame, and it was like Texas is back, and they weren't. They weren't. Like, I mean, the Charlie Strong years, the Tom Herman years. It's like you were really on the verge of being like Texas is just more of a brand and less of like. I don't really fear the football team because I mean Lincoln Riley owned them.
Yeah.
So
And now he ain't owning
Now-
anybody out in Southern California.
No.
Never have left.
26-14 overall. I was just kind of looking up the head coaches and their records at UCLA, or excuse me, USC.
Another thing about the Ohio State with the Julian, and my last point here, I think that schedule is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like your Texas game at noon probably favors you or close. That's a neutral site game, isn't it?
no, it's at
It's
Ohio
out-
State.
it's at
It's in
Ohio
the
State.
shoe.
It's on Ohio Stadium, yeah.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Boys, we're supposed to be
Arch on the
we're
road,
supposed to be
man.
we're supposed to be in Atlanta watching Syracuse, Tennessee at that time.
And that sucks. Like,
That
it almost makes me not want to go.
We can
Just
I
so I
know.
can watch.
Just so I can stay somewhere and watch a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that game will be on my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
At Washington, at Illinois is your toughest.
that's a sneaky game, man.
Yeah, that's tough. Penn State at home. Michigan at Michigan. I don't think they're losing that straight.
All right, quick break. Let's give a little love to one of our sponsors, Steel City Brand. If you're from Pittsburgh or just love that blue-collar grit, Steel City's got you covered. Literally, from vintage sports tees to iconic Berg designs, their gear is bold, local, and built to last. If you happen to be in the Pittsburgh area, check out their stores locally, or more simply, head to their shop online, shopsteelcity.com. to rep the Steel City in style and use promo code ChatItUp15 for 15% off your online order. Steel City, built with blood, sweat, and steel.
To finish the segment out, I also had Julian saying at number one because I think from a pure quarterback standpoint, him and Arch are a little bit different from the rest of the guys in this group. I think Arch has that potential, just haven't seen it yet. I also think Julian has that potential.
Mhm.
I also think Julian would be the guy at Alabama had Saban not left. I think he would have started last year. I think he would be starting this year. From what I've heard about that kid in camp and at the Elite 11, he's supposed to be very fine-tuned to be someone that hasn't played a whole lot of college football. So you mix that. Now, again, still first-year starter. You mix that with the receivers that Ohio State's pumping out, and you got Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis, and you got 3 offensive linemen coming back. Like, I have kind of high hopes that Julian Sayin could kind of pop off this year. So that's why he was my number one. So, but the segment away from that, there was another segment that we were going to do tonight, and I was going to ask you guys some what if questions, and we'll only do one for the sake of time. But one of those questions was, what if Michigan beats Ohio State for the 5th year?
Wow. Okay.
So what? I got a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think so what? I think they were able to, null and void all of their recent failures against Michigan with that national championship. Like, I understand it's that big a deal between these two schools, and maybe I'm just not in it. I'm not in the rivalry, but what's his name? The head coach is blank. I'm blanking.
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day. Ryan Day should not be in danger of losing his job, especially after winning a national championship last year. If he loses to Michigan again, I get it. It sucks. Ohio State fans don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to be a part of it. But again, he got you a national championship after losing to Michigan. So that's kind of where I'm at on the subject. Do you guys feel differently?
Yeah. I really do.
Yeah, I go ahead, Chase.
Okay. I was going to say, as somebody like that's in the rivalry business when it comes to the Duke, North Carolina, like the closest thing I feel like to Michigan, Ohio State, we've lost the Austin Rivers buzzer beater hurt more than the Chris Jenkins buzzer beater against Villanova. Probably the two worst shots the 2010s happened against me. And I think the Duke loss hurts worse than the national championship buzzer beater loss.
Remind me, was that like SEC tournament? Was that
so this was the final regular season game with Duke. It was a very mediocre Duke team. We were up by 25. This is one of the best Carolina teams ever. And we just kind of hanging on, just playing around, sticking around. And then all of a sudden, Duke just gets within 3, within 5. And then they're only down 2. And then you get a switch and you're like, shit, this is about to be a bucket. Austin Rivers is going to hit this shot at the buzzer. Bang. And then the Chris Jenkins national championship Villanova. Like, as somebody, like, the Duke losses hurt worse than anything. And again, if they lose a 5th time and they're out of the playoff because of that, I think Ryan Day could be questionable, because then they'll skirt the whole, oh, well, we just paid for that team. It was a mercenary job. We could do that with anybody. I think that narrative would play. I don't think they would fire him. I think they'd be really stupid. But the Ohio State fans were on that fence. If he wouldn't have won this national championship, he was probably out. That's crazy. Like, you had to win a natty. Probably had to be the most dominant team.
It would have been close.
Yeah.
Damn. To me, like that, and I'll let you go, Joseph, in a minute, but I feel like that's such like a college mindset to have. Like, I would literally rather lose to the Braves in every single game during the regular season, and it would kill me, than lose in the World Series Game 7.
Oh, see, that's the thing, is like,
and I get baseball and basketball are different sports and things like that, but I don't know, man. Like, I would take losing to my rival school every single year if I'm winning national championships or titles or whatever it may be.
The 5th year part's crazy because I think the 4th year hurts the worst because they just keep dropping the whole. There was a whole class that never beat us. That kills Ohio State fans. Kills them. And Ohio State
champions.
winning the national championship almost, especially after Michigan won it the year before, almost gave Michigan this like, well, you guys couldn't beat us.
Exactly.
That's, dude, that little comment right there. Like I've actually seen it because there's really like a few Michigan fans here. And, you know, somebody will talk about Ohio State. Well, they got a national. They're like, well, they couldn't beat us. I got to see that at the gym a few times, and it makes me laugh because I'm like, God, it stings, dude. Because I get that against like Florida for us. You know what I'm saying, Miggy?
100%. I'm sitting over here. Guys, Ryan Day, pack your shit. If you lose to Michigan, pack it up. You know why? Because it's only going to get worse because Bryce is going to get mature. Michigan is going to get stronger. You should single-handedly, you should have beat, I remember us picking this game, and we all picked Ohio State to win by 21 plus points. The line was 20, it was like 18 and a half.
It's something crazy.
Yeah.
And they lost the game. It shows incompetence and really coaching malpractice. So to me, if you lose to Michigan, I'm going to keep everything the same. I'm going to elevate someone on that team. I'm thinking, is it Brian Hartline? Is the wide receiver,
yeah.
correct?
Yeah. I think he's
I
like
don't-
cozy.
Yeah, I don't want him to leave the building because I know we're recruiting freaking astronauts and dragons to play wide receiver for us. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go. I mean, I know he doesn't want to do it, but I'm going to knock on old Urban Meyer's door and I'm going to be like, listen, now that we can pay players, can you just make sure that you don't get murderers in the building and run this program for the next 5 years? You know, like that's where I'm at with Ohio State. They're too talented to not roll Michigan this year. Way too talented.
I'm in a similar camp to where you are, Chase. I don't think his job's in danger. I don't, especially because he just come off the Natty. But damn, it's going to get real uncomfortable if they lose to Michigan again.
You might not want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Because as someone who's been on both sides of that, where it's like Florida, we beat Florida the year they went on to win a Natty. It's like, hey, we still got you, man.
Mhm.
Like you didn't beat us. And to be able, Michigan to be able to say that 5 years in a row, it's like, oh, well, you know, Ryan Day can win a Natty. It's like, well, yeah, we can't beat Michigan. Michigan will always have that, and it is a college thing. It's 100% a college thing, and it's what
I'm sitting here
makes
just shaking my head. I'm like,
It's so immature.
it's what makes
so immature.
dude. It
It
is.
really
It
is.
is, and it's what makes college sports and specifically college football so incredible. Is because it's just a level of petty where it's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are great. You won a Natty. That's cool. We did it last year, and we beat you again. They'll always have that. They'll always have the you went 4 years without beating Michigan. You had a whole entire recruiting class, like a whole class of seniors that didn't beat Michigan once. Like you
some talented
saw
players there too.
you saw the way some of the Ohio State players were acting on the field.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you know how much it means to them. You gotta win this year.
I want
if
to make
you're Ryan Day.
I want to make that a shirt like college football embrace the petty.
Yeah,
You
it is, and it's incredible,
I'm writing
man.
that down.
Because
Yes.
it's like the year we won the Natty, the year Georgia won the Natty, and if we had beat someone else in that national championship game and not beat Bama, it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same.
No.
It would have been great. It would have broke the streak. It would have been 19, like the whole curse is broken, 1980's gone, whatever. But if you hadn't beat Bama, it would not have been the same. And I don't think there's a single Georgia fan that would disagree with that. Because you beat the team that had consistently kept you from winning a national championship and then turned into a rivalry.
You beat the final boss.
You beat your final boss because you beat everybody else. You're beating everybody else, but you couldn't beat this one team. And it didn't matter. Like just like last year. It's like, here we are again. You should win this game, and you don't. So like it carries because you'll always have that one where it's just like, well, we got a Natty from you though.
Can I tell you
We got
guys?
a natty from you, though.
Can I tell you guys about my recent pettiness?
Yes.
I'll be
Please.
honest about this. Okay, so I think it was All College Football posted this video about 2 weeks ago of the Hail Mary Florida beating us when it was like two pretty trash teams, like it was like
2017.
Yeah, 2017, the Hail Mary at the end. And I posted on there, like, I just put a comment on there. You know, there's like 8,000 comments. I was like, I was having a good day. And then everybody, like, you know, kind of being funny about it. There, you know, there's a ton of comments on that. And they're like, oh, now you're having a better one. You know, it's like very casual. And that was all happened the same day. A week later on on that Instagram post, on my comment, this guy wrote this like novel. He's like, well, you want me to make you feel worse? And he like goes through, he's like, you guys haven't beat us. Dude, I've thought about that for the whole, like for 10 days. I think about him every day. And I was like, this guy got me, dude. And he has been in my head. And I'm like, I respond? I thought about responding back, but now I'm like, it's too late. But should I still do it? Should I get him back? But I'm like, I have nothing. I was looking up all these little things, and I hate Florida so much. And it made me just want to go back to the swamp and beat them so bad. And I want to beat them for the next 97 years. Everything in me wants Tennessee to beat Florida by 1,000 points every single year because that stupid comment lives rent free in my mind. And I was like, because all it's so true. It's so true, and it just irks me. And I was like, I'll never play in that game. I'll never run through the tee. I'll never do any of that. But it hurts me like I'm playing that game every year on that gridiron. But that one comment, I was like, I want to throw something to you. I was like, I'll fight you. Like I was like in that mode where I was like, you couldn't beat me up. You couldn't beat me up.
Angry guy on the internet.
Yeah.
Bottle all that up, and that's what makes college football great.
Oh, yeah.
A
comment in June, and I'm livid, dude. I thought about this guy every ride I had down to work. Every ride. I was like, should I comment back today? Should I give him a couple days to stew it over? Like, I didn't see it, but I definitely saw it right away. Like 7 minutes after he posted it, I was like, don't say anything. Don't give him the glory. But then I was like,
don't give him the satisfaction.
Yeah.
Be an adult.
Yeah.
No.
Take the high road.
I'm not an adult. I'm an SEC fan.
Oh, maybe we lost your camera, Jay.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Your camera.
Oh, okay.
Potential
That's
spam.
Cool. That's fine.
I got potential spams calling me.
Love the potential spam.
Ed, what time is it?
Almost 9 o'clock.
8:50. Potential spam call. Sick.
All right, fellas. Let's. We're already almost an hour and a half in here, so let's finish up with some birthdays. I know there's a couple other things we mentioned off the top that we wanted to get into. We'll save those for another show. We've got many shows here in the summertime. Miggy, hit us with some birthdays, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at our birthdays today, there's going to be 3 total. And the first one is going to be a legend. This guy is as infamous as they come. He's known for a tattoo, and he likes to bite off more than he can chew.
Mike
Tyson.
Wow, Chase, you barely got him. But yes, Mike Tyson
Great
turned
stuff.
59 years old today. So we're going to stay in the area of boxing / fighting. This fighter / I'll just say it, wrestler, comes from great pedigree. And he's from the state of Georgia. And he is a legend right now in the WWE.
Brock Lesnar.
No.
Dang.
That's what I was thinking that too.
Okay, keep going. I think I have.
He had a father that is no longer with us, but was an icon. He is arguably one of the biggest stars in WWE right now, and he turns 40 years old today.
And he was also like an MMA fighter?
No, he was just a fighter only in the WWE.
Okay, so he wasn't a boxer.
Yeah.
He was a boxer.
No, he was not a boxer.
Oh, not a boxer. Just wrestler.
Father?
Yeah.
And he's from Georgia?
He's from Georgia. His
Is it
father's
Cody
name-
Rhodes?
It is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Jay, congrats, man. That was awesome. Yep. Happy birthday to Cody Rhodes celebrating
He's
40
huge, man.
years
Yeah.
of life today.
Big 4-0.
Another 40-year-old. To me, when you think of this guy, you think of one of the greatest performances on the world stage. This guy was everywhere when we were children. He is the most decorated athlete that one could say of all time.
Michael Phelps.
That is correct. Michael
Nice.
Phelps turning 40 years old today. Chase Green,
That dude's
you are
40?
Damn,
he is
dude.
40, only 40.
Makes you feel old.
God, dude. That was
All
the
right, we
most
got-
hype I've ever been for Olympics ever.
Yeah, no, like it like got the world out of just disarray.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go with two more. We're gonna hop into R&B music. This person is turning 41 years old today, and is to me truly what American Idol means. She
Kelly
could not
Clarkson.
read. Close. You're so close. Could not read. I mean, was truly like she defied the odds. She was the youngest Idol winner ever until Jordan Sparks won it in 2007.
I don't know if I'm gonna get this one.
I don't.
One of her songs is called "When I See You," and she's an R&B singer.
I think I can see her, but I don't know her name.
All right, her name is Fantasia Barrino. Fantasia.
Would have never guessed that.
No.
Oh, y'all are tripping, man. I thought.
I wasn't an Idol fan like that.
Okay.
I know. I knew like Ruben Studdard, Clay,
Aiken.
yeah, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, I'm thinking back. I don't remember watching much Idol. My family loved it. But
Yeah,
I
our
just-
family watched it, but that was about it.
This is the last one for today, and I think everybody. What, Greg? You got to get on the board here, man.
That's what I'm saying. I like was close with the Mike Tyson.
All right, this guy to me is one of the best athletes, I'd say, in the NFL
Right now.
Right now, yep. He plays on the offensive side of the ball. He was actually drafted in the 19th round of the Major League Baseball draft as an outfielder. He played at this SEC school where he was a two-time first team all SEC selection. Him and his teammate both are considered the best at their positions, but they went to separate teams. He is a Super Bowl champ, and he is very close to somebody on this podcast. I'm making it vague on purpose.
Super Bowl champ.
He is a Super Bowl champ. He went to an SEC school. He is a phenomenal football player. But arguably, his college teammate could be considered better, and they were at the same
Is it
position.
Jamar Chase?
No.
Because they didn't win. Joe Burrow didn't win a Super Bowl.
That's true.
This-
Yeah, I got it.
This guy is 28 years old, and I'll just go ahead and make it a little easier. He has been traded.
Why are we blanking on this?
Traded. Yeah, I feel like I'm watching. Hold on.
It's
I can't give you the
not
college.
Jalen Hurts, is it?
No, it is not
Okay.
Jalen Hurts.
What side of the ball?
Offensive.
He's on offense.
Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champion at college that he went to, which is an SEC school. His teammate potentially is considered better than him by some. They both played the same position.
28.
He's
It's not a quarterback.
It is not a quarterback.
Oh, see, that's what's screwing me up right now. I thought it was a quarterback.
It is not a quarterback. All right. He was considered in the SEC West when there was divisions.
He's 28 right now.
And he is so close to one of the people on this podcast.
He's
He is
close
very
to us.
like somebody adores this guy on our show.
Is it AJ Brown?
It is AJ freaking Brown. AJ Brown graduated in 2016. He was selected in the 2016 MLB draft. DK Metcalf
did
is
not.
considered better at one point in time than AJ Brown was. He
They were
was a
both on the
two-time
same.
first team all
Yep.
SEC selection, and he was traded from the Tennessee Titans to the Philadelphia Eagles. Chase Green, I am shocked you didn't get this one.
I didn't know he was drafted in the MLB.
I didn't either. That
Yep,
one kind of threw me off.
That's a weird fact, and I wanted to throw y'all
Yeah,
off on
I was
purpose.
like, I mean, all I was thinking about was like Kyler, Jameis. Like I had no idea. Like MLB.
Yeah, AJ Brown was
Football
one of the
champ,
best
too.
athletes. Yeah, he was one
I
of the
did
best,
forget he won. Yeah,
and he won a ship. So one of the best athletes in his class and in Mississippi sports history. AJ Brown.
dang, I'm the guy's stud.
Great birthdays today, Meg. Love
That was
it.
a good one, Miggy.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks,
as
guys.
always. A lot of fun. I want to give another quick shout out to Barra's Cabinet Refinishing. Again, if you want some work done, trust Barra's Cabinet Refinishing. Let them know Chatted Up Sports sent you. You get 5% off your job. Also, Steel City brand. Shop steelcity.com for them. Use the promo code ChatItUp15 and you'll get 15% off your online order. For Joseph Guthrie, Chase Green, Miggy Malcolm Harris out in Rocky Top, I'm Greg Larnard. Follow us all over social media. Keep up with us there. Follow us all over the podcast platforms. 5 stars, nothing less. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend as well. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We'll see you on later in the week on Friday for a Feel Good Friday. Peace and love.